Hello and welcome to Game Programming Project 4, the platformer known as Digman Forever. To start off, I think the only thing to show in code, just to quickly show, I have some form of comments, and comments. Cool, out of the code. Go into the inspector and show the couple things I think I need to. Just general organization. Let's go to a better scene for this. Okay, so this is like where I held all the tile maps. It's all the runes in the map, metals in the map, the UI for level 1, which is the only level because I started running out of time. The audio elements, the one source for just the background and the other source for all the sound effects. And then, organization on the side for all my folders, animations, audio. Backgrounds I could have put into sprites, but since I have a lot of them, I wanted to find it a lot quicker. Prefab scenes, scripts, sprites again, tile palettes, and tiles. And now that's everything out of the inspector. And then everything else should just be shown in game. Before I open the game up, all the art in this game is from Kenney.nl. His platformer pack, I guess it's just like a winter pack, a medieval pack, rune pack, metal pack. I think that's the 5 that I used, but yeah, all the art came from Kenney. Didn't do any of it, got too frustrated with art, so I finally broke down. But the sound effects and the one thing that I guess I would call music, or the theme on the startup screen, was done by me. And I have a somewhat of a parallax scrolling background, which I guess I can jump back into the code real quick. Background controller. So this probably wasn't the best way or the greatest way to do it, but I just had a background controller thing that took the same input as the player, but it divided the speed in half, and it kind of ended up working. And then the only other extra, which I'm not sure if it's extra or not, because in Synchronic it says you don't have to have pickups, but in the checklist, it shows pickups in there. So if pickups are extra, then I did it. If not, then I guess the background and my own music and sound effects is the only extra I did. Okay, now let's get into the game. So here's the theme. I'll be quiet. Hopefully it records.
Digman, he's not really Digman. He's a new iteration of Digman. Digman. Play the game.
Okay, I hope that actually recorded out, because there's my one music element. And then, so I'm in the game. I'll be quiet again. The background, I just put me blowing into a mic as wind, and that just loops for the entire time that you're in the game, just to give something other than silence. UI element up here, kind of like what I did in the sneak game, shows you got your 3 lives right now. Over to the left, there's going to be runes that pop up when you pick them up, and over to the right, there's going to be metals that pop up when you pick them up. The movement, I already showed a little, left and right. You can't move up and down, but you can jump. And then there's the gravity pulling you back down. And I made it so you can double jump. There it is. Oh yeah, that's the one thing I didn't show in the inspector. I'll try to show that later, just to show what I set the jumps to. I set it to 1 to get double jump, because for some reason the first one doesn't count. So the second one does, so I only needed 1, and that's a double jump. If not, it would have let me jump 3 times, and that would have been too high for my taste. So here's a sound effect real quick. And that was the checkpoint, so just to show that works, I'll die real quick, which this also shows more sound effects and what happens, I guess not when an enemy kills you, but because I don't have enemies. This is just a hazard. And go right back to the checkpoint. One pickup.
Wow.
Another sound effect. I'll try to rush through this real quick and get all three so I can show the windscreen. You can kind of see the background scrolling back and forth depending on the way I move. It's really stretched out because the background that that's another thing I got from Kenny, background pack. The background that I got from him was really small and it didn't fit the camera to what I wanted, so I had to stretch it out a lot to make it fit. So up top, this is the UI starting to get affected by what I picked up or what lives I've lost. The medals, you don't need the medals to beat the game. I guess I just put them on as extra pickups just to show you're a really good platformer gamer. But the runes, you do need all three or you won't be able to exit the level to beat the game.
Wow. Yay.
And there's that. That's the windscreen. So having multiple screens, I had the main, I had the game, I had the windscreen. Now, just to show the loose screen real quick.
Digman.
Yeah. So I'll just die 3 times real quick. Get a checkpoint so I'm not going back and forth a lot. 1, 2.
Dang it.
And there's the loose screen. Just to check I set everything. Movement, jumping, double jump, gravity, checking if it's grounded. The animations, the entire time that I was walking back and forth, if it stood still, it was idle. If I walked back and forth, it showed the walking. And when I jumped, it had that one frame of like holding up an arm, a jumping animation kind of. Alright. And then just to go back into the inspector to show that one thing where I set the amount of jumps. Right here, max jumps, I set it to 1. Again, that's because if I had it to 2, the first one didn't count and then it would start counting, so I could jump 3 times and I only wanted to jump twice. And that should be it for the platformer. Thanks for listening.